So as I start the recording, sometimes a little box jumps up on your screen. You have to click something to get rid of it. And then all we need for today's class is a comfortable chair and some space around you. And of course, if you have any balance implement that you like to have, whether it's be near a countertop or you have your cane nearby or something like that, just for safety, have that as well. And let's do it. So have a seat in your chair. Right. So we begin, and I'll just be sideways for the moment just to show you central upright posture. So the normal mistake that's happening in our posture is pelvis tipping back, chest sunken, and the chin ends up being kind of forward like this. So the corrections required are pelvis tipping forward, chest lifting up, chin coming down slightly. So you should be facing forward. And when I turn sideways and then turn forward, and I'll turn, sometimes I turn to this angle, you don't need to turn at all. So you just keep facing forward. I'll turn sideways often to show you depth perception that's hard to see through the camera. So again, you can just see this line straight from ear to shoulder down through the hips. So that's your central upright, central pillar, zhongjang. We create that, attend to that, and then the next thing on the list is song. Song meaning soft, supple, pliable, and relaxed. So rather than holding our body, release your body, relax your body, and notice that you don't just immediately fall out of your chair when you relax. What actually happens is what they call chunwan and qingling. So chunwan is there's a sinking quality of heaviness that goes down through the chair, down through the legs, down, connecting us to the ground. So that's us relaxing. The downward is also balanced out by a sort of buoyancy through the whole body, known as qingling, or lightness and nimbleness. So as you're sitting upright, softening and relaxing, let the sinking quality ground you. Enjoy that buoyancy through the body, this sort of lightening of the load that happens. And then to improve upon all of those, the breathing. So in through the nostrils, because a lot of times we've trained ourselves, we haven't trained ourselves to nostril breathe. So closing the mouth and breathe in through the nostrils and then out through the mouth. And again, when you're ready, no rush. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do that about 10 more. While you're breathing, can you remember what I just said? Can you go through that sequence of events? Central upright, soften and relax. That which is heavy goes down, soft, sunken, heavy. The lightness is left through the body. And breathe. So while you're doing your at-home meditation practice, this would be all you would have to do. Check your structure, relax what is relaxable, Let that which is heavy go down. Feel that lightness through your body while breathing. Another 5 breaths. And go over that sequence again in your own mind without me having to say it. See if you can remember. There's a sort of order to it. Now, first movement, slide your hands back, your elbows back, your shoulder blades back. Lift your chest up and your chin up. Arch the body. And then settle back to neutral. Just right to this neutral position. Then slide your hands forward past your knees, straight arms. Hollow and sink your chest. And drop your head down in front of you, rounding the back. And we'll do it again. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up, oh, and slide your hands forward, hollow the chest, drop the head, and round. Let's add the breath. Inhaling as you slide hands, elbows, shoulders back, and arch. Exhale as you round. 2 more. Now, 1 more arch. Settle to neutral, and let's go into the twist. So your left hand goes forward past the knee, your right hand draws back, turn the shoulders to the right, turn your head to the right. Then let's come back to middle and across and turn. Other way. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. 2 more to each direction. Inhale, middle. Exhale, turn. Inhale, middle. Exhale, turn. 1 more each way. And we're back to middle. Hang your arms alongside you. Shift your weight to your right buttock and softly bend to the right. Now float your left wrist up. Lean a little bit more and float your left foot. Then let's come back to middle. Then shift the weight to the left buttock. Lean to the left. Float your right wrist up. Lean a little more. Float your right foot up. And then back to middle. Shift and lean. Float the left wrist. Left foot. Back to middle. And then lean. And lean. See if you can get this to have nice fluid quality. Freedom of movement. So as little grabbing and clenching as possible. As much looseness. Song. Soft, supple, pliable, relaxed, released. And then we're back to middle. Shoulder blades. The shoulder blade first movement. Lift and lower. Do that again. Lift and lower. The second movement, squeeze shoulder blades back. Relax and spread shoulder blades apart. Relax and squeeze them back. That's called retraction. and slide the shoulder blades apart. So notice this hollowing that has to happen here when your shoulder blades spread apart. Now from there, from here, lift up, then squeeze back, slide down, and neutral. So we're just relaxed and regular here. And then we go for another round. Forward, up, back, down, and neutral. Relax. Let's do 3 more. Forward and up, back and down, neutral. From a side view, forward and up, back, down, neutral. 1 more. Now in reverse, we go back and up, forward and down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back and up. Let's do 3 more. As you get more familiar with the movements, as many of you are, remember that you work on Schwen, or fluidity, or like the river. So the movements start to have this fluid quality to them. And neutral. Now, next movement. Bring your feet together, knees together. Fold forward from your hips. Float your arms forward, backs of hands touch, and extend your arms forward. Now go out with the hands. And then tip back from the hips and circle the arms around behind you. And then neutral. We're going to do that one again. So it's forward, backs of hands touch, extend the arm. Big round circle. Tip back from the hips, circle the arms around in behind you. And let's do that one more time. Note that this is low. We're keeping the hands down low as we go through that circular movement. Now let's go middle. Forward and up. Now, open. Palms face forward, slide them down behind you, and neutral. Again, forward, together, and up. And then big open. Palms face forward, slide on down. One more time. Forward and up. Big open. Down. And then we go full range. Forward. Bring the backs of the hands together. Keep them together the whole way. As high as you can go. And then big. And down. And neutral. Again. Forward, backs of hands touch. Let's make the most out of every single round. So we're not in a rush to complete it. You're cleaning off all the impediment and residue and rust. Let's do 1 more. Full. Open. Down. Neutral. Now, same 3 levels in reverse direction. So tip back a little bit, bring your arms back and out. And then you're going to tip forward from the hips and circle the arms around in front. And then hang them down alongside you as you go to neutral. Let's do that again. Back and out. Tip forward, sweep around and in. Flow right to neutral. 1 more. Around. Down. Now we go back, out, and up to chest level. Then tip forward, sweep those hands across, down, neutral. We go again. Back, out, up, forward, bringing the arms together, down, neutral. Back out, up, forward and down. That's the middle level. Let's go full range. Back, out, up. Keep going up, over top, and then tip forward from the hips. The arms come forward and down. Neutral. Back, out, up. Big. And forward and down. One more. Back, out, up. Way up. Beautiful movement, everybody. Looks really great. And down. Now, bend your elbows. Step your feet, if you have your knees together, like I said earlier, now step them to hip distance, just a comfortable stance. Now float the arms out to the side, and then to go higher up with the elbows, notice that it's internal rotation. So it's not lifting up higher from the shoulders. It's actually softening here, letting it rotate internally. That allows this to float up. So just go as high as you can. It's just really notice that it's not an effort. It's not an increase in effort. It's a technical ability. And then down. And then bring them around in front and touch them together. Touch the tips of the elbows together. Great. Down. So first it's just floating out, and then it's softening here so that you can just rotate in. It's like you spill in, and then down. And touch. Down. So soft and loose and fluid. And down. Great. Now elbows straight back behind you. So you should feel all this muscle tissue back here toning, squeezing. And then elbows down. Just keep watching the elbows. Elbows forward. Notice the hands end up here, but it's because of this. Elbows up. Some of you might stop here or here or here, but possibly you can get here. This is about the maximum that we're built to do. And then forward, down, back. So again, we're breaking up residue and impediment and blockage inside of these different mechanisms in the body. So if you can't make that full range today, but if you keep knocking on the door, usually the body will allow you, because again, the body has an interest. There's an incentive for our body to allow these spaces to be supple and fluid, and right, there's less pain, there's more function. So we just have to help the body. That's what all these movements are for. We're just helping the body. The body wants to help us for the most part. Now, elbows out. Left hand high, right hand low, cross. Wrap around. And then elbows straight out to the side. And then right hand high, left hand low, cross. Wrap. And open. So this would naturally go nice with an inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Elbows out and down. Forearms out in front. Turn your palms down, up, down, up, down, up. If you got that movement smooth and precise, you can start to speed it up eventually to where you're going like I'm doing here. Now, usually when people try to do this variation, they end up slowing down and going like this. I'm doing it. No, you're not. Do the whole movement and then find the pace at which, so maybe this is your fast pace right here, where you're still completing, and And then maybe you can go someday. Now, palms face up, open. So this is important here. This elbow's kind of staying in, hands are out, and I'm exaggerating a little bit this in the body. So opening, unfolding, and then settle to neutral. And then the complementary shape, elbows. Look how I'm moving my elbow. So elbows out and around towards the front. And now look at the shape change. So this hollowing and this opening of the back. And the head has to kind of drop a little bit. And then we go to neutral. And then externally rotating, opening, unfolding, and then neutral. And then elbows out and around with the elbows so that you're internally rotating in the shoulders, hollow the front, broad in the back. Let's do 3 more with the breath. Inhale. Get those hands out, James. Hands out. Hands out. Look how far my hands are out. Yeah. Relax your shoulders down. You're shrugging them up. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Yeah, just open. And then with the exhale, hands are coming in while the elbows go out and around and around and around and around and around and hollow the front. The back should really broaden open. And again, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Shape change. Make the change of shape. Breaking through your comfortable prison. Now open. Stay open. Step your feet wider than hip distance. So we got this shape. Now left hand up over top of the rainbow. Now here, rather than the arm only going, lean the body, turn the body, and close. Bring the hand to touch. Then reverse. Up and over, open. Now the right hand, up and over. So remember, the body leans a little, turns a little, and close. And then reverse, up. And the other thing is with this one, don't run into your, notice how my arm, if I do this, I bump into my own body. The arm is in front and across, right? So we're coming over and down, palm to palm. And then back, and then palm to palm. So the arm comes across in front of your body. Good. And back. Now from here, both arms up, cross one wrist above the other, turn your palms down, drop your arms between your legs, and let them hang. So now we've closed and folded and hollowed the front. Now cross your wrists, come up, opening, unfolding. Now we've changed that shape. Now we're open, unfolded, externally rotated. And now other wrist on top, closing, folding, internally rotated. And then opening, unfolding. Let's see if we can get this one. Schwen, fluid. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhale. So we're pumping and flushing certain internal mechanisms. We're freeing up spiral mechanisms, this internal and then external and then back to internal. Now, bring feet hip distance, arm shoulder distance, wrists over top, circle through, palms up, over top, circle through, palms up, circle, circle, circle. So Thomas, watch me here. bend. So when you just bent your fingers, make sure you bend your wrist. Your wrist, right? Wrist, then you circle, then palms up. Wrist, circle, palms up. Wrist, circle, palms up. Perfect. Now we go the other way, under, scoop through, hands over top. Turn the palms down, so now we're ready to go scoop over top. Turn the palms. Scoop over top. Turn, scoop, turn, scoop, scoop, and hands. Now spread, gather, spread, gather, spread. One more, spread and claw into a fist. Open, claw into a fist. Try to not skip that claw movement. That right there. Into the fist. Into the fist. And then thumb touch pinky. Other three fingers touch thumb and pinky. Wrist bend down. That's the bird beak. Back. 5 fingers touch. Down. Back. Down. Back. Down. Back. And then just shake loose. Great job. All right, now scoot a little bit back on your chair, a little bit of leg warm up before we stand up. Right knee, lift. You're going to grab the right knee, pull the knee up and in, flex the foot. Now, push. Reload. Down. And let's switch. Other leg. Load. Push. Load. Down. Switch. Load. Push. Load. Down. Load. Push. So a non-weight bearing full range of movement, right? We're loading, pushing. We're just making sure we've got this whole range. Load, push, load, down. Now try a few with no hands. Just see how much you can do with just the brain. Load, push, load, down. Switch. Load, push, load, down. One more each. Full range. And down. Now, right leg extend, point foot, flex foot. Point, flex. Full range. All the way point, all the way flex. And then tilt the foot in, out, in, out. It's known as inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion. Now circle, in, around, and out. Circle. And reverse, out, around, and in. Switch feet. Other foot, point and flex, point, flex, point. And then tilt the foot a little in and out. And circle, in, around, and out. And reverse, out, around, and in. And down. Now scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair. One more with the legs. Step your feet wider apart than hip distance, so you have extra space here. Lift your toes up, put your toes down, lift your heels up. Heels down, toes up, down, heels up, down, toes, heel, toes, heels. Now, toes up, turn on the heels, turn your knees and toes in. This is internal rotation at the hip joint. Then lift your toes, turn all the way open. External rotation at the hip joint. Lift the toes, turn through neutral to internal, and lift the toes, turn external. 3 more, in, out, in, out, in, out, and neutral. Now lift the heels a little bit. The heels in, the knees out. Then the heels out, the knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. 3 more. 1 and 2. Make sure these knees are moving, which is really the hips rotating. And neutral. Now, hang your arms loose. Fold from the hips. We'll just do a couple of forward folds before we stand up. So just get this loosening of the sacrum, the tail, the low back. So hip hinging, folding, and then sit vertical and lean back. Now the spine can round, right? We know that. It's built to be able to round. But for this particular exercise, try to not round it at all. So don't, a lot of times when I ask people to fold from the hips, they round from one of their vertebra joints in their back. So very specifically, don't round your spine and fold as much as you can from the hips. So you open the buttocks, the tail, the lower back, and then sit upright and lean back. This is one that I highly recommend sort of at home homework if you find that you're sitting for a couple number of hours, right? Just making sure to hip hinge so that things don't just get stuck and locked up in this very primary mechanism. Now let's use it to stand. So remember, Chun One is down sinking. So allow that downward sinking, slide your feet back a little, and notice when I stand up, my first gesture isn't up, it's forward. Now that I've come forward, my weight can get down to the ground, and then the standing up can happen. Nice and easy with a Qingling relaxed body. Now, to sit down, first thing is that. So let's do just that movement 3 more times. So hips going back, but notice this straight spine. I'm not rounding the back. Hips come in to neutral. Then hips, the butt goes back and the head and shoulders end up forward because I'm folding, and then neutral. Now, before it's, usually when people go to sit down, they do this bend of knee first. We don't want to do that. First thing, you want to go hips back. Then when you sink your butt, the knees will bend, the weight stays under your feet, land on the chair, and then commit back to the chair. So now our feet are empty. Fold, come forward. Now your feet are the conduit to the ground. Keep the awareness of relaxed plugging into the ground. Fold from the hips, fold and sink, and then commit to the chair. And fold and rise. And fold and sit. So as you get better at doing the mechanisms right, you can then step on the gas pedal a little and flow up and flow down, but you're not using tension and force, right? And up. And here we are. So now be facing forward. Keep your chair where it is. Keep your chair where it is. I just moved mine. You keep your chair right behind you. Keep your chair behind you. Don't move your chair. Do not move your chair. Just keep it right there safely, so if you need to sit on it, you can sit on it. Now, opening and closing a Tai Chi practice. First, let's close it. So shift your weight more to your left leg and then more to your right leg. Just notice from your middle, you can go more this way and more this way. So now go more into your left leg, so your right foot is empty. Bring the right foot in close, and then straighten both of your legs, almost like you're locking them, sort of military standing at attention. And then sink down through your left leg, softening the leg. So you notice it bends a little. Right foot empty, step out a comfortable wide, but the foot should still be empty, and then shift to 50-50. So 50% here, 50% here. Close it again. Shift into the left. So now your right leg is empty. Float it in with no body weight. And then straighten all the way up. Now we add awareness of the arms. So when we're standing at attention, your hands are on the thighs, like so. As you sink down through your left leg, float the arms just a little bit, right? You notice that difference there, this float. So I was here, now I'm here. Subtle. Keep that as you step the right foot out. Now as you shift to 50-50, sink in through the legs a little bit and settle your arms down like you're just dipping your fingertips into the water. Just dip them down. But notice that's very different than where we were a moment ago. Now we're here. Now when you close, shift to the left leg. Turn your palms to face in at the sides of the body. Step in and then straighten, standing at attention. We'll do it again. Sink down through your left leg, float the arms. Right foot is empty, float it out. Shift to 50-50% in both legs and settle. Now let's close to the right. Shift to the right. When your left foot is empty, float it in, turning the palms to face in at the legs, and then straighten up through both legs, hands on the body. And then sink through your right leg, float your arms, step left foot out, shift to 50-50, settle into Tai Chi ready position. And then close, shift, turn the palms in, step, straighten, hands on the body. Again, down through the right, float the arms, step left foot out. Shift to 50-50, settle. Now here we're settled down kind of like a spring that's loaded, right? So we've loaded up the body to be able to issue pung, rise up through the body, all the way out through the fingertips. And then sinking the hands, but also the body. You see that little sink there? Sink. Arms come down behind you. And then rising, pung. And flow it through to the tips of the fingers and sink down. Arms behind you a little bit. Rising, pung. The energy of a swell in the ocean. Right? It's not the crashing of a wave. It's the swelling. All the way through the medium of the body and the sinking. Because again, remember, we are the ocean in the sense of salt water, of liquid and fluid. So we can express all the qualities of the ocean plus some. And down. Now scoop your hands in front. We express that pung out to the side, known as the crane opening its wing. And then sink. And scoop. And again, rise. And sink. So we're changing the relationships of the bones and the joints and the tissue and the nerves by being more liquid and fluid and expressing these qualities of the energy. Now, sinking cheetah belly, pung, wings. Then turn your palms up, fold just at the elbow joint, just kind of floating the hands over top. And then on, sinking down through. Again, pung, rising. Turn the palms up, roll and fold. And then issuing on, expressing the sinking, the troughing of the ocean through the body. Then the rising, swelling quality, roll and fold. And then the sinking quality. Now, backs of hands touch, rising quality up through the middle. Turn your palms to face forward, go up over the top and out. And then the sinking quality, wings. Down. Backs of hands touch, we rise. That's the geyser flowing up and out. And then the wings down. One more. Embracing the moon, wings. Now your right hand roll, fold over top as your left hand sweeps under. Then the two magnets attract, repel, and go around. Now the left hand over the right hand under. This exchange, this circular movement shows up a lot in Tai Chi movements, intermediate and advanced Tai Chi. So get able to get comfortable with just, okay, this circle. This sort of yin-yang circle where there's a rising and a sinking. There's a over the top and an underneath, and then they change. You just want to get able to just fluid. Now, float both hands down. Scoop, rise up, chest level, pull elbows back. Turn the palms, and we push like a wave going up the shore all the way. And then turn the hands around, and this is like that suctioning of the wave back into the depths. Ji is the name of the energy expression. Ji. And Lu. Lu. Which is different than I'm forcing or pushing against resistance. Instead, I'm going with the flow that way. Same thing here. I'm going with the flow. I'm not pulling against resistance. I'm going with the flow. And then again, going with the flow all the way, all the way, all the way to the end. And then all the way back. Now, left hand, turn it face forward. Go with the flow, out, out, out. This will naturally induce a turning. You see my body turn. Then turn left hand to face the body, right hand face forward. We push and draw this center line, especially here, turn. And then turn right palm to face body, left palm face forward. Push and draw, we come through neutral, turn. And then turn those palms. Now add a little element of, you see where my drawing hand is going? Instead of straight back, down. And then it comes up and over, and then down. So we're just adding a different trajectory. But the turn is still happening at the middle. Turn. 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 Both hands back. Down. Loose. Now from that turning middle, change your body weight more to your right leg, turn a little to the right, and float your hands over to the right. Be clear on not lifting. So try your best to see how far over this way you can get without you lifting the arms up. Now, shift to your left leg. So that's the first thing that has to happen. Then turn from that middle pivot. Turn. That moves the arms. And then at the end, you actually float those arms across. Now turn the palms to both face to the right. Shift to the right leg. Turn from your middle. Brush and sweep. Last person there wins. If you get there first, usually you're kind of jumping the gun. Shift. Turn. Brush and sweep. And shift, turn, brush and sweep. The bear washing paws in the stream. Shift, turn, brush and sweep. Now stay in your left leg, float your left arm up to chest level, turn the left palm forward, turn your right palm to face back to the right. Now shift from left to right leg, turn from your middle pivot, turn, brush knee, and this big old bear paw, swat the fish. Now the left hand goes down, dips in the water. Your right arm floats up, chest level. Now we're ready to go. First it's shift the leg, then turn from the belly, brush knee, and swat the jumping fish. Now as the right arm goes down, left arm floats up, and shift, turn, brush, and swat. Stay in the right leg as the arms exchange. Left goes down, right comes up. Stay in your right leg. Then we're ready to go all the way across. Stay in your left leg as your arms change. Then we're stored and ready to go. The sort of unleashing of the fluid. Left arm goes down, right arm floats up, we're ready to go. Now let's go a little higher with that right arm. The bear swats the high jumping fish, and then change. So as the right arm's going down, the left arm's coming up a little higher than normal, then we go. Shift, turn, brush, and swat. And then left arm going down, right arm floating up, we're ready to go, and one more, that high jumping fish. Now stay in your right leg. Left hand comes down, dips into the water. Right arm, wing, roll, fold. Now we're stored up to do brush, knee, and push. Shift and turn, brush, knee, and push. Full extend right arm. Full extend. Let it float down and dip into the water as your left arm, wing, roll, fold. Now we're stored and ready. Shift, turn, brush, knee, and this left arm on its way down while the right arm wings, rolls, fold. We're ready to catch the wave and right arm extend and goes down, left arm wing, roll, fold, catching the wave, and one more each way. Just remember, last person there wins, because we're just trying to be with our mechanisms and not cut across corners, trying to find our middle. We're trying to train liquid, fluid, trying to increase brain-body internet connection. All right, now stay on your right leg. Left foot should be empty. Turn the left foot out a little bit and shift all the way into your left leg and sit on the leg kind of like it's a very high bar stool, right? So our butt, we're sitting on the leg. So it should bend a little bit. So we got this sink through the back leg. Your front foot, your right foot empty, touch out in front of you, like so, no body weight. Bend your right elbow, fingertips point up, left hand dipped in the water. So find this position facing straight ahead, face straight ahead, right? If I turn, it's usually to show you angles, right? So here we are. Now bring your right foot back. So here we have this sort of duck foot, ballet foot position. Shift into the right leg, bring your right hand down, bend the left elbow as it comes up, left foot touching out in front. And I'll just show you the angle. So you see this sitting quality, sitting in the leg, right? Sit it. Bring the left foot back with no body weight. Shift into the left leg, left hand comes down, right hand floating up, right foot empty, touch. Bring the right foot back with no body weight, turn right palm forward, left palm in, that's an additional challenge, and then shift, the hands are changing places. Toe touch. Bring the left foot back, left palm forward, right palm in, shift and change. Middle, vertical pillar. Imagine this cup of tea on your head. Don't spill a drop as you bring the foot back, no spilling. As you shift, no spilling. Touch the toe out, no spilling. So there's this quality. Bring the foot back, turn those palms. Shift, touch. Foot back, shift, touch. Now, wash your paws. Wash, wash. Stay in your right leg. Left hand, sweep the leg. Floats up, becomes a cloud. Back of hand facing forward. Now, shift into the left leg. Turn from your belly. And cloud, leg. Now the lake vapors up as the cloud rains down. We're stored and ready to go. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain. Hands change. And then shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain. This is the yang style hand plays with clouds. This is pretty much the #1 movement in Tai Chi, this hand plays with clouds. Every family form has some rendition of it. And it's done normally walking sideways. Let's see the Chen style variation, which is not a crazy variation. It's just turn this lifted hand back, palm forward. And so then when you come through, it has this feel to it. And I like both of them equally. They're both really interesting. Float up and turn that palm to face forward. They both have actually different martial art applications, as you might imagine, right? Both of them can be very sort of obviously defensive movements. This one, using this as a block. This one is more perhaps grabbable, right? You can block and grab. So there's martial art application throughout these movements. But one of the most valuable pieces is just our brain's ability to organize our movement. That's that Chen style. And then wash your paw. And shift to your left leg. Put your left hand behind your back. Right hand, bottom of a ball. Bottom of a ball. Now, cast your right hand forward. Then shift and turn, flying diagonal up to this corner. Turn the palm out, wing, shift and turn, sweep the leg, bottom of a ball, right by your hip. Now cast the hand forward as you shift and turn. That'll send it up to this top corner. So it went from all the way down here, all the way up to there. Turn the palm out, wing, leg, bottom of ball, and then flying diagonal. One more. Wing, leg, bottom of ball, shift turn, and wing, lake. Bring the left hand out. Wash your paws back across. Put the right hand behind your back so you're not thinking about it. Left hand, bottom of ball. The hand's going to go forward, right, away from your body. See how I'm casting my hand forward. Also notice, some of you, I'm noticing you're turning the back of the hand like that. Palm facing up the whole way. So it's this out, shift and turn. So the palm, as if you would be able to maybe carry a marble in your palm here the whole way. Turn the palm out, sweep down, sweep across, bottom of the ball. And then you got that marble in your palm again. Go forward, shift and turn. And turn the palm out, wing, lake, shift and turn. So we're all stored up. And then we shift, turn, issue. And turn the palm out and shift, turn, gather. One more. Shift, turn. And shift, turn. And wash your paws, both of them. Settle to the middle. Now bring right hand on the bottom of a ball, left hand on the top of a ball, and we go in opposite directions, stroking wild horse's mane. So let's stroke wild horse's mane on that diagonal. The right hand does that flying diagonal. The left hand does an opposing direction diagonal. Try that again. Now here, remember I said embrace the moon shows up. So this, turn your right palm out, your left palm up, embrace the moon. Into the ball. Stroke the wild horse's mane. That's flying diagonal plus a downward diagonal equals stroke wild horse's mane. Embrace the moon. Turn right palm out, left palm up. Now as you embrace moon, right hand under, left hand over, shift and turn left. And stroke wild horse's mane, shift and turn right. Turn right palm out, left palm up, shift and turn, gather the ball. And stroke wild horse's mane, shift and turn. Turn right palm out, left palm up, shift and turn. And shift and turn. Smooth it out, get it polished, get it organized. Coherent. And wash your paws, sweep, sweep and settle. Left hand on the bottom, right hand over top. Stroke wild horse's mane. And back. Put that on the diagonal. So you got flying diagonal, you got downward diagonal. Together makes stroke wild horse's mane. Now embrace the moon. Turn left palm out, right palm up. Embrace. Shift right, turn right, storing up. And then stroke wild horse's mane, shift left, turn left, express. Turn those palms and embrace the moon. Organized around your middle. Shift and turn. Turn the hands, shift and turn. Break. Shift and turn. Turn those palms, shift and turn. Now, express that stroking wild horse's mane. Stay in your left leg, sweep the right hand across the leg. Left hand folds over top, turn a little bit more to your left. Then, issue, shifting and turning. So there's this expression edge here. I'm totally expressed. And then storing. Sweep the left hand under, right hand over, gathering into the stored position so that we can express. It reaches its culmination, then we soften and release, which then allows us to comfortably store and then shift and turn. This is yang. You can feel it. It's going out. It's expressing. It's manifesting. And it reaches its culmination. We relax. And then the yin begins. We're starting to gather, starting to bring it in. And it reaches its sort of consolidation edge, which then it is ready to express all the way. And then it starts to yin. Let's do one more each way. So it's including the anatomy and the physiology and the nervous system. It's including all of that inside of what we're doing, but we're just also recognizing qi, yin and yang, express and return. Make that ball and then wash your paws. Wash your paws, settle. And then close the Tai Chi practice. Shift 100% to your left. Bring that empty right foot in. Standing at attention. And then one more time, closing. Step back to a comfortable distance, sort of like an at ease. Hands right at the belly. This is training the chi of the body that we've expressed and returned and expressed and returned. We're also saying, here's your resting place. Here's your battery, return, recharge. And then seal the practice. One hand over the belly button, other hand stacked on top. Thank you, everybody. Great job. Any questions of any kind, feel free to unmute and ask. Make sure you know where your chair is when you go to sit down. And otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. I actually do have a question. I have a question for folks if you'd unmute and answer. So we have an idea. I don't know if it's attractive. I don't know how many of you live in the area, but to possibly do once every couple of months, like a get-together Tai Chi gathering, sort of promotional / donational event, maybe a 2-hour event or something where we do both classes. And anyway, so an in-person event that's once every couple of months or something like that. Not sure if anyone would be interested in that. Feel free to let me know now or so raising hands is a yes. You guys would show up to something like that. Cool. So I will send that.
Where would it be?
Well, that's what we'd be trying to figure out. We would try to do it like Karen shared with me. Interesting, that church that we were going to, it was very expensive for people to get out there, right? So we'd be trying to do something near to where everyone is. I think many people are more, what is that, North Berkeley considered, I guess, North Berkeley, but something we could talk about. But the idea is people would be interested in showing up. And I think it'd be fun. Have some tea, have a class, a little break in between, and then another class kind of thing. That's how I was envisioning it. So, yeah, feel free to give me any ideas that you have. And also let me know if you say, I wouldn't do it. But I feel like that plus the online presence can create a really nice community, which we're starting to get a good one of. So, yeah. There's all I have to say about that.
So I have a question. You know how you talk about the stuckness in the barnacles, but you never give us the Tai Chi name of that stuff. That must have a bad name.
Oh yeah, there is a name for there's layers of that. There's like that's a good question. I should actually ask my teacher that. I've heard him say the words before, but I like to take things and put them into ideas that make sense to me.
Yeah.
But
it just made me very curious.
Well, yeah, there's like noxious, there's all different kinds of bad chi,
from toxic
stale chi, and But then also just tissue that isn't sung, that isn't soft and
Right.
pliable, is some variation on not great.
Yeah.
You know, it's either collapsed or, but yeah, you're right. There's litany of terms, but what's important is you know what I'm talking about, and there's something you can do about it. So,
Yeah.
anything else, Cheryl? You got something?
Yeah, I have tension in my low back.
You're not alone.
We're good.
Not alone. A big part of that is from uh, you might be able to have a good relationship in your back for a little while, but often this happens. So you can hopefully see now I've created an impingement in my back, and then I'm turning and moving and turning and moving with the joints and tissue in a less than ideal relationship. Does that make sense? And so when you're experiencing pain, the goal is you start to understand there's a correction to be made. So it might be straightening up a little, drawing the tail down a little, right? Usually that's the correction, is this area. You'll often see Tai Chi people doing that. They'll be in a posture and then they'll do that. Just this little sliding down and through from that lower back area. So it's a very common place. It's like the nexus point in the body where the upper body meets, the lower body meets. Right there is a powerful place, but it's also a common place for torque.
So I need to not be like this. I need to work on getting my back.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating.
Think of the word through. That's a word they use. Tong. T-O-N-G means through. So if there's pain somewhere, usually it's because something's like this that needs to be like that. And then, flowing through, where it's the bottlenecks and the impingement points here and 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 anywhere. But the low back is common, very common. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? Mark, you got something?
I don't.
Cool. You're just happy to be here.
I am. I'm happy to be here.
And now we have two Marks. We got Mark Altenberg.
Uh-huh.
Good to see you, sir. If you have any questions, feel free. Again, you guys can find my email on the Pediactive newsletter as well. All right. Later.
Thanks, Otto.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Bye.